From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 7, streaming now.
Good evening, I'm Mark Mullins. Tomorrow is National Voter Registration Day.
And I'm Amanda Starrentino. Several organizations are stepping up to make it easier to register to cast your ballot. Tomorrow from 9 to 6, Ivy Tech will host 2 drive-through voter registration events at the campus on Fall Creek Parkway. You can register to vote, update your existing registration, check your registration status, or request an absentee ballot. Ivy Tech asks that all participants wear a mask if you cannot make tomorrow's event. Another drive-through registration will be held on October 2nd. And the nonpartisan organization Go Vote Indy is also hosting a registration event tomorrow. The group launched this summer. So far, they have registered nearly 1,000 people.
I think right now, where people are demanding change on so many levels, there's no more direct way to do that than to be registered to vote.
No matter who you would vote for during this election, that everyone should have the same opportunities, equal opportunities to be able to cast their ballot on Election Day.
Tomorrow's event starts at 6 p.m. at the Hi-Fi Annex on St. Patrick Street near Virginia and Prospect in Fountain Square. To vote in November, you must register by October 5th. To vote by mail, you have to request a ballot by October 22nd. For everything you need to know ahead of the November election, go to the Vote in 2020 digital section of our website, WRTV.com. There you'll find who's on your ballot, how early and absentee voting works, and much more.
The future of the Supreme Court is now in the spotlight in the presidential campaign trail following the death of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. President Trump is demanding a vote for her replacement before Election Day, while Joe Biden is framing the issue as a fight over health care. ABC's Karen Travers has the latest on the race for the White House tonight.
President Trump's big financial advantage over Joe Biden in the spring was seen as a major boost for his re-election. But now it's the Biden campaign that's flexing its financial muscles.
President Trump signaling he'll announce his Supreme Court nominee by the end of the week. But he's already putting pressure on Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell to move quickly on confirmation.
I think it should be voted on and done before the election.
The Supreme Court vacancy shaking up an already dramatic race for the White House. Joe Biden framing this as a battle to save the Affordable Care Act. The court set to hear oral arguments on the constitutionality of Obamacare exactly 1 week after Election Day.
Health care in this country hangs in the balance before the court.
The Biden campaign is running television ads in 12 battleground states, part of a new media blitz made possible by record-setting fundraising. In a stunning turnaround from the spring, Biden and the Democrats with a significant financial advantage over President Trump and Republicans heading into the campaign's final stretch. On Fox News Monday morning, the president insisted he could raise a lot more money.
Give me 1 day and a telephone. I could get all these rich people that I know very well to put up millions of dollars apiece.
But why wouldn't you do that?
The problem is I'm then obligated. No, I'm obligated to all of them. I don't like being obligated.
But President Trump has done a massive amount of fundraising, over $1 billion for his campaign and Republicans since January 2019. And that includes some donors who gave more than $500,000. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
Now to the forecast. You can see from this live look outside from our tower camera, it is a beautiful start to the work week. Kevin joins us now tracking a warm-up. Hey, Kevin.
Amanda, yeah, you go through the calendar and look at the days. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Any adjective you want. We've been on quite a stretch. These are the high temperatures, so not our current temperatures, but you just have to go back a few hours ago. 80 in Lafayette, 76 the high in the Indy today. Most spots down 3 to 4 degrees from the afternoon high. Comfortable evening on the way. Skies will be mostly clear. We're dry and getting drier. This is our rainfall deficit just for this month, both August and September, obviously below average. But if you look at the big picture for the year, we're still above average by about 2 3/4 inches. 73 in Indianapolis with a mixture of clouds and some sunshine. Tonight we're down into the 40s again. Mark it down, 4th morning in a row where temperatures will be in the 40s and the humidity pretty much non-existent until the end of the week. What comes with a rise in the humidity in my forecast coming up.
Metro Police say a social media disagreement led to a fight on the east side. At least 3 people were injured, including a man shot by an IMPD officer. Police say when they got to the scene on Pleasant Run Parkway yesterday, gunshots were being fired in multiple directions and a man pointed a weapon at officers. IMPD says that's when an officer shot the man. He has since been released from the hospital and is now under arrest. Police say that man and another suspect shot 2 women. It's unclear how badly they are hurt.
Now to the latest on how the pandemic is impacting Hoosier lives. 535 new positive COVID cases were reported yesterday. 7 newly reported deaths happened between Thursday and yesterday. And 3,287 COVID deaths have been reported in Indiana since the start of the pandemic. When it comes to the economic impact of the pandemic, starting today, 164,000 people in Indiana will start receiving an extra $300 in unemployment. The payments will cover 6 weeks of benefits. The extra money is funded through FEMA under an executive order from President Trump.
This week, WRTV's Hiring Hoosiers is teaming up with the Indiana Black Expo to provide you with links to job opportunities, resume building, and honing your interview skills. Today, I moderated an IBE Hiring Hoosiers webinar called Preparing for Job Interviews in the Virtual Environment. 2 human resources experts from Cummins Inc. and Spherion Staffing led virtual presentations for people to learn about crafting a resume, preparing for virtual job interviews, identifying your professional strengths and weaknesses, and efficiently launching a job search. They stressed the importance of a positive outlook and attitude, being honest both on paper and during your interview, and using action words when writing a resume. If you missed today's webinar and would like to see it, we have it posted on hiringhoosiers.com and at indianablackexpo.com. Our collaboration with Indiana Black Expo continues tomorrow. We're hosting a virtual Hiring Hoosiers Employment Opportunity Fair. It starts at noon tomorrow. Many companies will take part in this, including FedEx, First Merchants Bank, Indianapolis Airport Authority, Lowe's, and many more. For more information on that, go to hiringhoosiers.com.
A local organization is getting a boost to fulfill its mission of helping kids become better leaders and create change. ProAct Indy was just awarded $25,000 to work with students at Kendesic Academy and Circle City Prep. They are helping run a program that will provide weekly leadership and social equality workshops. Students will also participate in community service projects, and eventually they will plan their own project to address an issue they feel their community is facing.
We want the kids that are in the margins, that don't really have anything to connect to get them exposed to different geographical areas through service, to different people that are going to invest in their lives and build relationships with them.
A nonprofit called the Mind Trust awarded ProAct Indy the funding for this project.
Coming up, 5 years after someone shot a 10-year-old boy to death on the north side of Indianapolis, the calls for justice continue.
From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 7, streaming now.
More than 5 years after someone shot and killed a 10-year-old Indianapolis boy, there are still no answers and no arrests. WRTV's Troy Washington reports there is a renewed push for justice in the Deshaun Swanson case.
This crime scene tape is left blowing in the wind, a sign that crime still hasn't taken a break and continues to surge in the city.
Deshaun Swanson was the rallying call for the Butler-Tarkington neighborhood, and I think that's what caused the people in Butler-Tarkington to stand up and say enough is enough. And because of that, the neighborhood has been one of the model neighborhoods in the city when it comes to, reducing violence.
It's been 5 years since Swanson was killed in a drive-by shooting on Graceland. To this day, there are no answers, but there is a renewed call to action to the tune of $25,000 being offered by the FBI.
For it to have gone on 5 years, and we know people have information about this, but yet no one has come forward yet. And I'm hoping that someone would be moved by their conscience and will come forward.
The loss has inspired change in the neighborhood, but it doesn't seem that closure will fully be accomplished until Swanson's murderer is caught. Reverend Harrison has been working to stop the violence for years. This particular loss has always stuck with him.
This 10-year-old who was just out playing and ended up being the victim of senseless violence. So I had a son who was also 10 years old at the time. So, you know, when I remembered that could have been my son.
WRTV talked with a neighbor who lives in the Butler-Tarkington neighborhood. In fact, his son played Pop Warner football with Swanson.
Whoever done that outrageous crime, you know, should be held accountable for it.
He says one parent to another, he knows what it's like to worry.
You know, being around this neighborhood, sometimes you know, when your kids grow up and they say they're going to the park, you know, you always wondering if they're going to come home safe or not, you know, and so the only thing you can do is just pray about that.
He just wants his community to break the code of silence so the Swanson family can finally find closure. Working for you in Butler-Tarkington, Troy Washington, WRTV.
The $25,000 reward being offered is through Operation Legend. The nationwide federal effort to reduce gun violence came to Indianapolis last month.
Coming up, ideas and advice on how to safely celebrate Halloween this year as the pandemic continues. Kevin.
And the rain mark well to our south tonight. Where will it be later in the week? We'll talk about that coming up.
Tonight, WRTV is your home for Monday Night Football. Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints take on the Las Vegas Raiders. Coverage starts at 8 o'clock. Halloween candy, costumes, and decorations are starting to fill the aisles at big box stores, but many families are not sure how to celebrate the holiday this year. Scripps reporter Jessica Paris reports some doctors say the pandemic does not mean that you have to cancel Halloween.
Is it possible to still participate in Halloween this year?
That's a great question, and I'm not just a doctor, but I'm a parent of 3 young boys who are all trick-or-treating age and everything, so certainly a question that gets asked a lot at my wife's pediatric practice as well. I'd have to say I don't want to give a blanket answer to everyone because it really depends on where you are and what the numbers are.
Dr. Kenny Bond, an emergency room physician and assistant dean of undergraduate medical education at UCSF Fresno, says there are ways to trick-or-treat this Halloween, but you first have to look at your local city and county ordinances.
There's simple things of just maintaining the guidelines, right? How do you do a mask? There's easy ways to incorporate masks into costumes and make sure you get, make scary costumes with masks integrated in them. And trying to maintain social distancing. The good thing about candy is that, years ago we moved away from, any homemade candies. Almost all candy is packaged already, so that's helpful.
Still, limiting the number of people who touch the candy is a good idea, along with wiping down the packaging. If you're wanting to pass out candy this Halloween, it's best to do it with a mask on and try to limit the number of trick-or-treaters handling the candy.
Some recommendations are, pre-package the candies and give them little candy gift bags, like little favor bags, so people can grab them as they get by, instead of having kids just reach in their hands and grabbing a bunch of stuff, or you passing out with gloves, or just getting tongs and just, dropping them into getting a scoop or letting kids drop it in.
Mary Markham, who owns Benton Family Farms in Kentucky, is considering offering a haunted house event on Halloween Day, since it's normally a slow day for sales on her pumpkin patch.
Are they going to be at Halloween parties? Are they going to be out trick-or-treating? Are they going to be looking for something else to do?
Dr. Bond's biggest concern is with Halloween parties.
That's really different than you as the nuclear group going as a family, going out trick-or-treating and doing it safely. But, trying to understand that, we're finally making some ground in many states and that we can easily go backwards, whether it's Labor Day, Halloween, all these things, by sort of letting our guard down on those aspects.
Doctors say it's important to stay vigilant when it comes to protecting yourself from coronavirus. So the only frightening things we're encountering this Halloween are scary costumes and decorations. I'm Jessica Paris reporting.
A new website aims to help you determine what is best for your family. It includes an interactive color-coded map showing COVID risk levels for every county. Each color corresponds with recommended holiday activities and Halloween activities as well. You can find a link on our website at WRTV.com. Kevin.
And Mark, way too early to start talking about your Halloween forecast. We'll get into the details of the next 7 days. We'll tackle that. We've certainly been in what we call a persistence pattern. What we had yesterday is what we're going to have tomorrow, but we'll finally begin to see some changes, a gradual warming trend. It never gets too carried away. The next few days, dry for most. I put in for most because in southern Indiana, Thursday we may have a shower, but the best chance for rain will come over the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday, with Sunday being a little better chance. We change seasons, but not the weather for tomorrow. We'll still start in the 40s tomorrow morning, see an afternoon high in the 70s. The tropical system right around Houston will take its time moving away along the Texas coast, and then eventually by the end of the work week, be on the Tennessee-Mississippi state line. All indications are the deep moisture and the beneficial rain from that stays south of central Indiana. Here's a forecast model we'll watch over the next several days, but as you can see, Wednesday during the day, that's still down in Arkansas and then makes its move into northern Mississippi and Alabama as we get to the end of the work week, well south of the Hoosier State. The chance for showers and thunderstorms, 30% Saturday, a little higher on Sunday. Just beware. I don't think it's going to be a widespread soaking rain. You might find it another disappointing event if you're waiting to turn things green again before fall really takes over. Temperatures tomorrow from the 40s to the 60s by 11 a.m. Afternoon temperature about like today. We hit 76 today. Temperatures in that ballpark tomorrow. More in the way of cloud cover, though, with a little haze in the air because of smoke from the western wildfires. Temperatures pretty consistent once again. The wind will be light. Wednesday, what changes? Temperatures a little warmer for overnight lows. That will end our string of temperatures in the 40s for lows. 78 the afternoon high with mostly cloudy skies. 7-day forecast, first 3 days here pretty consistent. As we get to Friday, dry 79. Warmest day in the forecast Saturday, 80 degrees. The chance for showers and thunderstorms 30%. A little better chance to end the weekend on Sunday, 77 for the high temperature. Even cooler Monday, 73. We're struggling to get into the low 70s. A week from today, temperatures will be in the 50s for the morning hours. We keep our fingers crossed that we can start to get some rain. Only have we had 0.04 of an inch here in the last 21 days or so. It's actually about 34 if you go back to the end of August. That's the latest from the Weather Office.
Thanks, Kevin. Another place that could use some rain is out west. We're going to talk about the fires burning in the west. Firefighters are making progress on some, but a fire near Los Angeles exploded in size over the weekend. ABC's Romina Puga reports officials say it could take a month to fully contain that fire.
The Bobcat fire more than doubling in size from last week. According to the LA Times, it is now one of LA County's largest wildfires in history.
We're putting as many resources as we possibly can on that fire.
Over 105,000 acres and only 15% contained, the blaze has left a path of destruction in the San Gabriel Mountains.
Embers just lit up, so I started seeing flames and it went down the hill really fast.
Over the weekend, winds pushed the fire towards the foothill communities in the Antelope Valley, leading to numerous new evacuations in northeast Los Angeles.
Flames were less than a quarter of a mile away. Coming down this property, all of a sudden there's flames like within very close walking distance. We thought, okay, now we got to go.
Flames inching within a few hundred feet of the Mount Wilson Observatory, home to Southern California's TV towers. Fire officials say the earliest they expect full containment is the end of the month. Meantime, hard-hit Oregon is seeing a break from the flames and smoke. Some residents were able to return to their properties, though many just found burned-out shells of their former homes. One farm is expressing gratitude after volunteers helped evacuate their animals.
The amount of people that have showed up, to haul animals in and out and care for them in so many different ways. It's just been amazing.
Now that the fires have subsided where they live, volunteers are helping return the livestock to their farm.
It's a profound experience, and I am experiencing a level of gratitude I never knew was possible.
Rain is expected later this week in the northwest, which could bring another problem: landslides on the already burnt out terrain. In Los Angeles, Romina Puga, ABC News.
The hazy look to the sky tomorrow, especially over the northern half of the state, will be caused by smoke from wildfires to the west. Temperatures back to the 70s, 77 for the high. Still dry Wednesday and Thursday. That small chance of rain in the southern portion of the state.
Thank you for making WRTV your choice for news. We'll be back at 11.